Welcome to I Choose You,
Oh no!
podcast about cooking and eating Pokemon. I'm your
being
host, Jeremy Zealand.
I'm being replaced. Okay.
That's what happens when you don't record fast enough, Jeremy. Someone's gonna take your role.
Hello, and welcome to I Choose You, the podcast about cooking and eating Pokemon. My name is Jeremy Zielik. I'm the host and Alton Brown of the group. Joining me this week, as always, is...
Your friend on the show, Ben Montoya.
Ian Davis, the David C. Schilmer of the show.
Ow.
Don't hurt yourself.
Ow. That was a tough one.
Well, okay, Evan, what were you cracking that? Cracked your own fingers.
I am cracking a New Glory Craft Brewery Citra Dream Hazy IPA.
Ooh, I've had that before.
Yeah, they also, so it was between this and they also have a gummy worm IPA. They described it actually as a chewy hazy IPA, and I was like, what does that mean?
Chewy.
I don't know about that.
Right?
So
Gummy worm IPA doesn't resonate with me. I've had like a gummy worm flavored, not flavored, but like adjacent like sour ale that's been like really good. But
this one's good though. It's like very orangey.
Nice.
Excellent. Ian, I assume you're getting a LaCroix this week. Line, classic.
Quiet.
For the audio listeners, that is confirmed.
Yes.
It was confirmed with the slurp.
Yeah. Ben, I noticed you have something there. What is it?
I'm drinking a dank and sticky IPA.
Nice.
Yeah.
Is it
From
wheat flavored?
I don't even know what brewery it's from. The Hop Concept. What a concept!
What a concept.
You know, I could use a little help myself, which is
Dank
why I opened
sticky.
this can. Dank and sticky.
When are they just gonna go to like, oh, this is a fucking disgusting IPA? Like, oh.
Well, I'd prefer my IPA to be dank and sticky versus chewy. Like if I had to choose
That's
my
fair.
adjectives,
I would too.
I would rather those because sometimes a IPA really do got that dank bitterness that I crave.
Lime juice. Or
I
when you
would
spill
also
it on
say
yourself.
Yeah. I would say chewy is not a word I would want to describe a drink generally. Because usually when I drink something, I don't want to chew it. Usually.
That's fair.
But man, if it's like, I don't know what I'm picturing here, like a milkshake almost.
Do you chew
Maybe it has
milkshakes?
some mixins. What if it has mixins, Jeremy? What if it's like a
Oh, that's
blizzard?
true. That's
Yeah,
fair.
yeah. Give me a DQ Oreo IPA.
Damn it.
It has
No.
like
Fuck
chunks
yeah,
of
dude.
orange.
I would have that immediately.
Or maybe it's like the old peanut brittle joke, right? But it's a beer and you open it and there's gummy worms inside and they all explode.
Oh.
And that's what makes it chewy, is that it's actually not beer. It's a completely different
Got him.
substance.
Man.
I mean, that would fucking show you for trying to be a cool hipster and drinking an IPA or whatever.
Truly.
Do you think they're getting out of, like, the microbrewers are getting out of control with their silly names, like the Hop Concept?
That put me over the edge. I can't do that. I can't handle
do
like
that.
Do it.
I don't know
It's beer. It can't be abstract. It needs to be
what
like
are you talking about?
brick house or ground. Don't give me fucking like the
They're
fuck.
taking beer to the next level, okay? They need to make a new concept for themselves, a hop concept.
And Ben, how is
Beers
this
for
brewery any different than like a normal microbrewery?
I mean, I actually have no idea. It's just interesting that they don't have like a traditional brewery name. It's called the Hop Concept. It's pretty tasty. I enjoy it. There's a lot of different kind of hops in here, that some of them that I'd never heard of before. And I think it's pretty tasty. I would say that sometimes the thing that irritates me the most about like, microbrew gone wrong, or however you want to, has hops gone too far, if that's what we're talking about. Like the thing that disappoints me is when it's like expensive and it has a lot of potential, but it isn't very good.
Okay.
This, to contrast, was actually relatively cheap and is in a tall boy, which I enjoy, and it
Mhm.
tastes good. So I'm like, you know what? It's a win-win for me.
Do you think maybe that like the next new concept microbrewery is going to be similar to like the menu where they take you to an island and like you're actually
Shit.
like the final beer is just like the brewery's caught on fire?
I think it should be that the beer has like you cheating on your spouse on the cover.
Oh,
As the-
yes.
As the,
And like
as the
really
brewery.
cool, like hip artwork. You're like, oh man,
Yes.
this can design. Wait a minute.
Anyway, I've got a drink this week, and it's actually a new one. It's a Sandia cider, but it's a new flavor that they're trying out.
Oh shit! Okay,
Um,
debut.
Ooh.
I don't know. It's not a debut. I just bought the variety pack from the grocery store,
Mm.
and it has the classic watermelon and lavender cider flavors, which I enjoy.
Classic.
But this is sangria cider,
Ooh.
so we'll see how that goes. It might be a little intense. So
What's the
it's
percentage?
It's pretty high. It's like 7%.
Excellent.
Oh. Is it just sangria plus cider, or is it sangria tasting cider?
It kind of it tastes like citrus cider. It's good,
Okay.
but
Does,
it's
but
like
does it have like a winey taste?
no, not really. It
Okay.
just kind of tastes like fruit.
Gotcha.
But it does taste like something.
Yes. Oh, yes.
God damn it. Sometimes it's hard to tell.
No, what does it got here? It has a picture of an orange and a lemon and an apple and a pear.
Those
I
are
don't know if it has-
sangria ingredients.
Filter water. Okay, so it's apple cider with lemon, lime, and pear juice mixed in as well.
That sounds good.
Nice.
So it's pretty good.
Yeah.
I gotta say, it's enjoyable.
What a lovely
right.
LaCroix boys.
Yeah, I mean, as we're recording this episode this weekend, it's a hot time, summer in the city. So summer's officially starting. So we're gonna be cracking twice as much as the sun is out there longer. The heat's on. Twice as many LaCroix are going to be drunk each day here on LaCroix Boys.
There's statistically more time in the day to crack LaCroix. So, the law of averages just states that there's more, like there will be more. It's just a matter of time.
I don't think more time has been added. I think the sun's out for longer.
The days are longer than 24 hours in the summer.
Yes.
Isn't that what happens during the summer?
God, that would be so funny if they're like, it's summer now, days are 25 hours long.
What has been a bummer is I work for a musical theater company, and usually in the past we've done Friday 2 shows, Saturday, Sunday. This time they've been experimenting with doing Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And what's the deal breaker for me is between the Saturday matinee and the evening, they would feed us, and they always had cases of LaCroix. Like I'm talking like 36 packs.
So you're just like loading your pockets like full of them.
Yes.
Well, usually the drummer and I will just quietly take one and stash it in the pit with us, and just. Of course, we don't crack them during the show, but
yeah,
crack
when you
it.
get to that point of the music where it calls for a crack.
yes.
Yeah.
Ian, you need to compose a piece of music that calls for a can cracking.
Yeah, it's like kind of like a Blue Man Group experience where you just start cracking a bunch of cans rhythmically.
It'd be good. Like there's like a scene where like a guy gets hit, and like the drummer has to like hit a kick drum or something to. But instead, it should be like a can crack.
Yeah.
It's because their neck breaks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what? This came up. Our recording schedule has been kind of weird. So it's. But I remember this because we never really followed up on it. But we were talking one time about the scene in Succession with LaCroix, which we didn't actually discuss because it was pretty soon after the episode came out. But I just want to tell this to Jeremy and the rest of the audience because I want to hear what Jeremy would do in this situation. I showed Ian the scene.
Yeah.
But in this moment, it's a very tense, tense night at the old Waystar Royco. And one person gets wasabi in their eyes, and the solution that someone comes up with is to pour lemon LaCroix into their face to wash it out, which of course just makes the problem worse. So I'm curious,
Yes.
Jeremy, what would you do in that situation?
Okay, well, if I got like a spicy substance in my eye,
And you can't leave the table.
And you can't leave.
You can't leave.
okay, so that's the missing context, which was I'd probably go to the bathroom and use water, but I can't leave the table. Well, I guess the best solution at that point is to like wipe it out, but don't pour LaCroix in it. LaCroix has it's carbonated, so it has carbonic acid in it. So it's like, it's not good to like just pour that into your eye.
Say, waiter, bring me your hottest coffee.
Yes. Is there an old British man at the table who's going to say like "fuck off" when I try to open a LaCroix or something? That's all I know about Succession.
He's dead.
Right.
Oh,
That's
he's
why
dead
I
at
wanted
this
to know
point?
your
Okay.
reaction. Oh,
Okay.
spoilers.
All right. Or maybe he'll tell me to buy McDonald's, like to celebrate like Grimace's birthday or
He
whatever.
would.
So
Have you guys celebrated Grimace's birthday yet?
What? When?
You're asking
miss
like, have you?
Well, yeah.
of course.
Wait,
know you guys-
maybe I missed this. Is there an actual item on the menu for the birthday?
You don't know about the Grimace milkshake?
I think
I'm
I
like,
missed
catch-
some stuff.
Catch me up.
Okay, so was it like a week and a half ago? It was like, it's Grimace's birthday. Grimace is taking over social media. And it's like Grimace was the McDonald's Twitter, and they announced Grimace milkshakes. And they're like purple.
Flavored? Or what's purple about it? What's the
Well, I
flavor?
mean, it's
Color.
purple as in that's the color of the milkshake.
Yeah, but purple denotes a flavor, right?
Just like green is mint.
Yeah. I think it's grape flavored. Maybe I have no idea. I'm not gonna go to because you have to, according to the reports, you have to buy a whole meal to get the Grimace milkshake. You can't just buy a singular Grimace milkshake.
I'm honestly kind of disappointed by the Grimace birthday meal. It's just like a regular ass Big Mac or like a regular ass, 40-piece McNugget or whatever.
40.
No,
that's a lot.
it's 10, not 40.
Okay.
They do sell
Does it-
40s, but anyway.
Does it say on the website what the drink is flavored?
So let me look here.
I didn't have it. I ordered for every musical, me and the drummer will go and we traditionally build a famous sandwich that involves taking a McDouble, splitting it in half, and putting a hot and spicy in the middle. I won't name it.
Smart.
Whoa.
On the
what
show.
fuck?
they really bury. I will say they really bury like what the actual flavors of things are in here.
It's Grimace flavored.
Yeah,
Yes,
whatever
it's
that means. It's very unclear because you go to
Tastes
sweets
like
and treats, like you
Grimace.
try to, because you can only find it in the meal, and you click on the meal details, and it just says like celebrate his birthday, but like who knows what it tastes like. I just keep thinking of the John Oliver piece where he was talking about HBO Max being as purple as Grimace's asshole.
Mm.
So that's what I imagine that shake tastes like.
Tastes like eating Grimace's ass. Okay.
Yeah.
That's
Here's
berry
actually
flavored.
the what?
Oh, it is
it's
berry.
berry flavor.
Okay.
Berry
okay.
flavor.
Phew.
Okay.
Okay.
I will say this: the most interesting aspect of Grimace's birthday is that the McDonald's Corporation released a new Game Boy Color video game called Grimace's Birthday that you can download from their website. And if you have the technology, you can dump it onto a Game Boy Color cart, and you can plug it into a Game Boy and play it on a Game Boy Color.
Oh, that's awesome.
Why
No.
would they do this?
Because we're talking about it, then that's why.
So
Oh,
do they?
Shit.
They acknowledge emulation. They say
Yes.
McDonald's says emulators are okay.
Yes, they
McDonald's
do
says
say that.
piracy is cool.
Yeah. Well, I mean, look, this is the only way you can reasonably release a Game Boy Color game in the year of our Lord 2023. Was online, but it was developed on a Game Boy Color for the Game Boy Color. And like if you download it and put it on a cart and you plug it into like a black and white Game Boy, it won't work. Like it has all that programming in it. It's like a legitimate Game Boy Color game.
Wow.
Last thing I gotta say about Grimace.
Uh-huh.
Well, I fucking lost it.
What
Oh.
did you get Grimace for his birthday?
Yeah.
I bought it. I ate at his establishment.
I gave him money.
Well, all right. The last thing I was like talking to again the drummer, and I was like, "What does Grimace sound like? Do we like have like audio recording of him talking?" Because the drummer was like, "He probably sounds like this," and I thought for sure Grimace would just like moan really low, you know.
I feel like for whatever reason, he would be like non-vocal, like just completely silent.
It's one of those things that you have to like you pull out that they use for like ghost hunter shows, the ECG machine or whatever, and you like have to use that to hear what he sounds like.
But we did find an old McDonald's ad that features Donald Trump pre-presidency.
Whoa.
He's like, what a deal. This and I know deals, you know. And then Grimace, sure enough, Grimace is like, oh boy, I can't wait for you to try this sandwich.
God damn it. Wow.
Oh, so you're saying Donald Trump is going to make Grimace his running mate for the 2024?
Yeah.
Like,
you know Grimace was the one hoarding all the documents at Mar-a-Lago.
yeah.
God damn it.
Grimace is
Like,
the
it's
one
okay,
who
just put it in the
tweeted.
shower.
Yeah.
This is what happened when fucking Ronald got when the
Yes.
feds got Ronald.
Yeah.
Put it in the shower. It's okay.
Grimace tweeted, Donald Trump can still be president if Mike Pence has the courage.
Grimace would.
Yeah.
Grimace would be at the Capitol on
Yeah,
January
where
6th.
was
He
Grimace
fucking
on
would.
January 6th?
God damn it.
It's just,
I'm
I'm
bet
really
it's like
glad
that.
that I did not celebrate his birthday, actually. I'm very adamant that I will never celebrate another Grimace birthday again.
It's a MAGA hat, but with the golden arches for the M.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck.
Oh, I mean, Donald Trump did that whole like, oh, the sports store coming to the White House. I got to buy them like 1,000
Oh.
McDonald's meals.
Oh,
Just
You know who
lay
pulled
them out.
through? Our boy Grimace.
why do you
Yes.
think they got all those 55 hamburgers and 55 hot dogs and 55
Yes.
tater tots? It's because Grimace, his fucking right-hand man, hooking him up.
Evan,
Yeah.
Evan, can I make an AI request? Can you
Yeah.
just put in Grimace January 6th?
You're darn
I've-
tootin'.
So here's the thing is, Ian, I've seen that fucking AI generated image, okay? You can't fool me into thinking that it didn't happen. I've
Oh,
seen that image before.
Hold on, Ben. Just wait.
I hope Grimace at January 6th is like that Bob's Burger actor that was at January 6th and just got arrested
Yeah.
recently.
Yep.
I
Man.
didn't know about that.
Yep. Anyway, while Evan works on his new creation, this is I Choose You, the podcast about cooking and eating Pokemon. Each week, we randomly select a new Pokemon to prepare in a delicious meal for one another, and then we share a recipe with each other, and then we vote on who has the most delicious recipe. This week's Pokemon is Bouffalant, which I think is a fun Pokemon. It's got a
Totally.
fun name.
I learned something about this Pokemon, which is that it hasn't. Well, I mean, I knew this already, but it has an afro, and I didn't know that if something else has an afro, it will recognize it as like the afro is like the defining feature that makes it recognize its like kin or whatever. So there's like a thing that's talking about how like for unclear reasons, if a Bouffalant loses its hair, it will like be unrecognized by its herd or whatever. So I didn't know that about Bouffalant. I learned
Okay.
something.
That is kind of sad. So like, what if it has like a skin disease and it like goes bald? Does it just get like, is it like those whales that sing at a different pitch and have no friends?
I guess so.
Did you get the Bouffant joke before you realized it had an afro?
I did not get the Bouffant joke until I looked at Bulbapedia page.
It's pretty good. It's like a 7.5 out of 10 Pokemon name.
It is. And then when I saw the Wikipedia page that Bulbapedia linked to, I was like, oh yeah, this is definitely the reference, and this is it. Like, good job, Pokemon Company.
Yeah. All right. Who won last week? It's been a while since it's been over a week since we recorded because we did a movie last week. Anyone have some hot tips? Who won? Was it Ian? Was it Evan? Was it Ben? Might have
I
been
think
Ben.
I won.
Yeah,
I think it was Ben.
Yes, Ben. Why don't you tell us your Bouffalant recipe this week?
I will. So obviously, Bouffalant is a buffalo Pokemon, and I like that for a lot of reasons. It's just like buffalo is a great animal. It means a lot to a lot of different people in America, and it's just a pretty significant animal. So it's cool, and I actually consume buffalo on a semi-regular basis.
Whoa.
Which is a little known fact about me.
I guess so.
Wow, you're so quirky.
Yeah,
I know. And the reason why is because Trader Joe's.
Okay.
Of course.
Oh, I know exactly.
You know exactly where I'm going with this.
Oh,
Okay. All right. Evan has made Grimace at January 6th. None of these look like Grimace.
They
That's as
don't.
close as I could get.
Actually, these look like those Where the Wild Things Are motherfuckers, but like Grimace flavored.
It
also-
they look like it's what like if someone wanted to frame Grimace.
Yeah.
Like really wanted to get the feds to investigate Grimace and all of his deeply held beliefs and various crimes.
Mhm.
This
They
is how
went
they
to
would do
the
it.
back room of a party city to get the mascot outfit.
Yes.
God damn it.
Anyway.
Anyway, yes, the place that I'm going with this is that at Trader Joe's you can purchase some buffalo sweet and spicy jerky, which
That is right. I have
That's
had
not-
this.
and
not
apparently
what-
this is not the only buffalo items that you can buy at Trader Joe's. So what did you think I was gonna say?
They have really good pre-formed frozen buffalo burgers.
Oh yeah, we've gotten those too. Yeah. But we get those on a less regular basis than we get the sweet and spicy buffalo jerky at Trader Joe's, which is simply delicious. It's tangy, it's spicy, it's kind of smoky and barbecuey. And it's just an excellent snack. Like me and Asia will pick up a bag and who knows, maybe that same day after getting back from groceries, it's already eaten, not a couple minutes into unloading our groceries, because it's just that good.
A couple of minutes.
Do you eat it like in the checkout aisle?
No. I could never be a person that opens anything or consumes anything in the checkout aisle. I would feel like so paranoid.
Have you
I bet
seen those
Jeremy
people
does
though?
it.
There's like people. I've been in front of people like a few times where they're like cracking, a can of whatever they got, and then they like put it for the person to scan at the register. It's like you're just making them scan your trash at this point.
Right? Yeah, I remember when I was living in New York, and there was a Trader Joe's right by our apartment. That the line would like wrap around like all the way through the whole like fucking Trader Joe's. So people would start doing that. They'd start like opening their snacks and stuff like in the middle of waiting in line, and I was just like, I get it, but like you couldn't see me doing it. I would feel like illegal doing that.
What's the worst thing you could open at Trader Joe's? Do you think?
Like in line?
Yeah.
Like probably like a frozen fish.
I was thinking more like accidentally a bag of rice and it just spills everywhere. That would be my worst nightmare.
Sorry, let me rephrase it. A thing that like you're gonna snack on.
Oh.
What if you bring like a battery powered microwave and then like immediately put one of their frozen meals like in line? It's like camping out.
Yes.
That'd be awesome.
I guess it would be like a bag salad. Would be bad
Yeah.
to like go because you like open it, then you get like the little
Pour the
dressing
dressing
pack,
there.
and you like pour it in there, and then you like close it and shake it up and down in line. It's really taking a while.
You're like eating it with your hands, like you're
Yes.
reaching into a bag of chips.
Oh.
And then you
Whoa.
don't wipe your hands down, so you just like grab the rest of your food items, put it in, it's covered in dressing.
Oh. Goodness.
All right, internet. # cursed grocery store line snacks.
All right, Ben.
Anyway, Anyway, the point being that Trader Joe's sweet and spicy buffalo jerky would be the kind of snack that you could open and finish while waiting in line at your Trader Joe's, because it's just that good. So,
let me ask a quick question.
Yeah.
Would it smile back?
No.
Okay.
I don't think jerky usually smiles back. You're thinking more like goldfish.
Yeah, but you can make. Hey, I'm just saying you could make it a snack that smiles back.
Yeah. I mean, you could maybe. Okay, well, so this is getting a little advanced, but maybe you could do like a little goldfish jerky sandwich, and just you could do something like that. Which gets to my recipe actually.
Oh.
Sans goldfish. Because I am making for you all a nonchalant Bouffalant jerky sandwich.
How nonchalant is it?
It's so nonchalant that you don't even think about it.
It's so nonchalant that it eats a bag of chips in the checkout aisle.
It's so nonchalant that you're out of the checkout aisle right now because you're actually home, but you're still like, it's like you just got back from doing groceries and you're like, fuck, I'm really hungry though. I need to make food now, but like in a nonchalant way. I'm not gonna like get out the stove and start making. I'm not gonna boil any water. I'm gonna be nonchalant about this.
Got it.
And I'm gonna be totally cool about this. And so you take your bread, your sliced bread, you take your jerky, you take some tomatoes and some onions. And you put it all in a sandwich that is a jerky sandwich, and it's just straightforward. Yes.
Bread.
So because this is the most nonchalant, kind of style, it's really just going to be whatever sliced bread you just purchased at your local Trader Joe's. In my instance, it would be the sourdough loaf that they have. But I ended up finding this recipe for jerky sandwich on the internet, of course, which is where many people can find recipes for jerky sandwiches. But I was thinking about it because I think, well, first of all, like jerky is just a very I think old and traditional way of preparing buffalo. So I was like, okay, so that's got that's going for me. Like it's a known entity. Obviously it's delicious and I think it's delicious. And then I was thinking I've done jerky before, I want to spice it up a little bit, and I was thinking back to my grandpa who would tell me about some of his family members who ate a lot of jerky in their day, being the ranchers that they were. And he did mention that they would make little jerky sandwiches sometimes. And I was like, all right, jerky sandwich, that's what I'm going to look up. I found this website from this guy's blog, a blog for the homies is how Jared describes it.
Nice.
And it's called the Oh Hell No Recipe Number 1, the beef jerky sandwich.
like no, you should not do this?
I think it was more in kind of the well, I think you'll get a flavor for Jared and his blog style, for the homies on this one. Jared, this is just the beginning of the post. I won't read all of it, but it is quite funny. He writes, when I eat my food, I like my food to fight back.
Okay.
I like to work on
agree.
chewing. I knew you would.
It's like
I like to work on
for loud food.
Yeah.
I like to work on chewing and tearing apart my meal with the incisors evolution intended me to use. This is why I've created the beef jerky sandwich. You're more than welcome to call it the BJ sandwich because that's what you're going to be wanting to give yourself after you've made and tasted this masterpiece.
Gonna remove some ribs so you can blow yourself.
Just to thank yourself for the fucking miracle of a sandwich you've just made.
Is it just beef jerky between two slices of bread? That doesn't seem that crazy.
Well, it's interesting that you ask that because the first thing is that it actually requires a couple of things, which goes outside of my nonchalantness of this jerky sandwich. But Jared's a little wild, okay? Jared says that you should prepare 2 to 4 slabs of jerky, obviously, 2 to 4 slabs of bacon, 2 blocks of Laughing Cow Swiss flavored cheese.
Blocks of cheese.
Yeah. 1 tomato, a half onion, hot sauce, 2 slices of bread, and 2 balls of steel, quote unquote. Because apparently this jerky sandwich fights back. So he's gonna be he hooks up this bacon, and then once that's all ready, he like chops up the tomatoes and the onions. Apparently Jared's onion was rotten on the outside, so he only used a few slices from the inside. Next,
Jared is reporting this after getting his stomach pumped.
Yeah.
Next, you're just gonna toast your bread in what Jared likes to call the toaster. And today he toasted his to a crispy outside and soft inside, just like Jared's soul.
All right.
What's the date on this?
Good question. It's not at the top of the webpage.
It's timeless.
Timeless.
Well, okay. So the comments are from 2011. The earliest one
Excellent.
is from 2011. So this might be some like early blog action.
Yep.
Jared continues. I knew my bacon was done when on the stove because my smoke alarm went off. Whenever you think your bacon is done grilling, place it on top of the sandwich, then toss some onions on top of that. Raw onions, granted.
Okay.
And then you're done. Smash the 2 slices together, and you've got yourself a, quote, badass meal. This meal complements a hearty glass of eggnog or whiskey.
What the fuck is this guy going on about? This sounds gross. I'm sorry, Jerry.
Jerky eggnog combo.
Yeah, if you want to just have like the worst constipation of your life, Jesus Christ.
So I actually think that this could be better if you got the right ingredients, right? You don't get an onion that's rotted on the outside. You get the sweet and spicy Bouffalant jerky from Trader Joe's, and you slap it all together with maybe some actual sliced Swiss cheese, not the Laughing Cow Swiss flavored cheese. And tomatoes. You get some red onions because I think that adds a little of the bite that you want, but not like the weirdness of just raw white onions in there. Yeah, smash those 2 slices of bread together. And I don't think you need 2 balls of steel to really enjoy this nonchalant sandwich. You're just enjoying that post grocery run hunger crave that you just worked yourself up to. So it's really a nonchalant experience. It's not like how Jared's making it. I just thought it was funny to clown on him, you know.
Okay, yeah. You were just looking up jerky sandwich and you came across this. This is a very, very Trig V load kind of situation.
It is.
Where this weird guy on the internet's like, if you want a real dick and balls experience, eat this jerky sandwich.
Yep.
Ian.
Yes, Ian.
3 questions.
3 questions.
1.
Jesus.
He's question 3.
Will your sandwich make me want to nonchalantly suck my own dick?
Yeah.
I don't know if that's the kind of sex act that you can go about nonchalantly. I'll just say that.
It does seem
Fair
like a
enough.
lot of work.
Fair
Now, granted, it hasn't. I have not tried this. But
Right in your
it
kitchen.
seems
after you
like a lot.
Finish grocery shopping.
yes.
Exactly. Yeah.
2, could you go back to the ingredients and tell me how much onion?
How much jerky also?
For Jared. Oh, just so I was thinking just like a couple slices of jerky. So maybe like 3 slices to just fit an even layer across the bread. Jared says 2 to 4 slabs of jerky and a half onion in the sandwich.
Half of an
Much
onion.
onion.
The
That's like
whole sandwich.
arguably more onion than jerky.
Yeah, this is more of an onion sandwich. You know what I mean? Does he like slice it, or do you just like cut an onion in half and slap it between 2 slices of bread and call it good to go?
I quote, "My onion was rotted on the outside, so I only used a few slices from the inside." And he did slice it. There is a lot of slices of onion on this picture.
And my 3rd question, what do the comments have to say?
Oh, good question. I didn't even read the comments. Well, I mean, I read them for the date, but I didn't even read the... one person says from 2013, genius, period. Pure genius.
Nice.
And then this other guy says, "Ha ha ha! Wow, nice pick at the top, Jay. Rad. Why come you ain't ne'er tell a brother about your sweet blog skills, ha?"
That does sound like a mid 2000s blog comment.
Yeah.
It sounds like someone who knew him in real life and then
Yeah.
found his blog and was like, "How come you didn't tell me? You made jerky sandwiches for the internet."
Excellent.
So there you go. Nonchalant
Oh.
Bouffalant jerky sandwich.
Okay. Let's jerk on over to Ian Davis. Ian, what's your recipe this week?
Bouffalant. Thinking
True.
about it,
Uh-huh.
Okay.
and I'm thinking Buffa latte.
Ooh.
Oh.
Okay.
Okay.
So, gonna presuppose that there are variations of the Bouffalant, because we need a water Bouffalant.
Oh.
Got it.
Okay.
Water buffalo have
Right.
very desirable milk.
Mm.
Oh, I see where this is going. Okay.
Did Larry the cucumber teach you this?
No, I've actually never.
Imagine Larry the cucumber is like, "Oh, I want you to know about my water buffalo. He has very desirable milk."
That would be kind of pushing it for Veggie Tales at the time.
Apparently water buffalo milk is like very it's rich, it's incredibly like high fat content, so it's very creamy, it's very like it's just everything you want out of like a good milk.
It's everything I buffalo want.
Exactly.
Mm.
It's also, I guess, kind of like on the tangy side. So you don't want to use too much of it because it can like overpower, whatever you're using it for. But whip up a latte using it. Don't think I really have to talk about how that works. You just like make your coffee, pour it into the milk, pour the milk on it. I don't whip it up.
That's
Into
how
a
making a latte
Starbucks.
works.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't, have a barista make it. Don't fuck with it. Just pay
The
the extra like
professionals.
$1 for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, leave it.
Will they do some latte art that looks like a buffalo in the when they're like pouring the milk?
It's funny you say that, Jeremy, because have you seen the videos of like that one latte artist that does like the 3D foam?
Oh, yes.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Buffalant's like fro.
Uh-huh.
Is the
Oh,
phone.
yeah.
It like jiggles when you like
That's awesome.
press on it with a spoon. Yeah. And that's also who David Schummer is. He's famous for popularizing the latte art like genre
Whoa.
in the U.S. and based in Seattle. So I was kind of surprised Evan didn't like his jaw didn't drop.
Yeah, I didn't know.
And Evan lived right next to him.
Apparently.
Famed latte artist.
God,
He had,
only
like, his
I
own-
was a famed latte artist.
Well, he's more than that. He had a he's the co-founder of Espresso Vivace, and he
I've
also
been there. I've been there.
There you
See?
go.
Yeah.
and he had like his own like latte art school, like where he would train baristas.
This is
how to-
making so much sense now. Yes. Okay.
Latte art school.
Yeah, I remember going in there and like seeing flyers for it. Like, you want to fucking learn how to do a latte art like me? Like,
Whoa.
Yeah,
Man, think of
I
how
know.
much coffee
mean-
you have to use to like practice. That's crazy.
that's how art works, Ben.
I guess so.
you just waste resources until you get it right.
Except that you get to drink it.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're all
Well, I
just
guess that's
hopped up
true. If
all
you
the
like
time.
fuck it up, you're just like, oh, I get to drink this cup of coffee.
Yeah, you're just wired. You're like, oh man, I'm trying this all day.
God, that would stress me out.
I'd like to imagine that it's like a barbershop school where it's like people come in and like, okay, maybe you get like $1 off your latte if the art sucks or something, right?
There you go.
Because you used the barbershop analogy, I was imagining people bringing in their own cup of coffee. The art on it.
Make this cool, please.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was just in the Starbucks next door and they didn't make my coffee cool. Can you make my coffee cool?
It's like, sir, there's already milk in this. Add more.
That's my
That's a
recipe.
fun little bit of history. I'm glad that you spotlighted a unsung hero of our modern world. Where would we be without the latte art? You know,
It's funny you say that because they did compare him to being the like the just as important, if not more important, than the guy who invented Starbucks.
Oh,
Wow.
okay.
I don't know about that, but I thought you were going to say he was like the Michelangelo of art. Because
Of coffee.
Michelangelo
Of
is the
art.
Michelangelo of art. But he painted the Sistine Chapel on 10 cups of coffee.
Man, that would actually, like, if there was like a big trough of coffee, really long.
Oh wow.
A trophy, if you will. You go up to it with like one of those tiny straws and you like drink a little bit out of it. And it's like just on like in the middle of the table. That sounds good. We should do that.
I just have to say that I like really like your recipe, Ian. For not that I would really order it because I don't do coffee, but I think that it lines up well with the like Pokemon food IRL aesthetic. You know, like people
Yeah.
who will post on Twitter or social media or whatever, like the latte art of different Pokemon faces and stuff like that. Like that fits very well into this, and I like that.
Yeah. It feels real.
Feels right.
Okay, so Evan,
Hmm.
what's your recipe?
Sure. Well, as we all know, this past Sunday was Father's Day. At least here in the U.S. I don't know if that's a global holiday.
I think
but,
it's mostly a U.S. experience.
Sure. And but what about those people who or Buffalants in this case who may not want to be fathers or shouldn't be fathers?
Okay.
But so what I'm getting at is essentially the vasectomy, because what we're going to make we're going to make
What? Okay.
is the whole name is Bison Rocky Mountain Oyster Tacos.
Bison. Yes. Yes. Yes.
Do you think when people get a vasectomy, they're like, "Bye, son. Bye, future children."
They could. But yeah, so you know, it's the balls of the Buffalo. What can I say? We're gonna fry them up with some panko breadcrumbs, and your whole egg wash and all that good stuff. So once you get that all down, you're gonna make some little tortillas. You're gonna press those out of your own homemade little masa, right? And put those on the griddle. And then obviously a little bit of shredded lettuce, maybe a little bit of green chili for a topping there.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's pretty simple little street tacos.
Wow.
All right.
So they're okay. So they're Rocky Mountain oyster tacos.
Right. So they're fried buffalo ball tacos.
Fried buffalo testicles. Okay.
Yes.
And you put it in a taco and you eat it.
Because I've never had Rocky Mountain oysters in IRL.
I have, and they don't really taste like.
Yeah, they're kind of a vehicle
exactly
for
like
flavor.
Green chili fucking soda, apparently.
Yes. No, it's just kind of like fried meat. It's like it's
Meat
it's
texture.
not really. Yeah, that's just what it is.
Right.
It's not particularly. It's more of like a gag food than it is like, oh, delicious kind of situation.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah. So, fried testicles don't really taste like much. It's kind of like eating like rattlesnake or frog or that kind of situation where like, ooh, exotic meat, and you eat it and you're like, not that great. I probably wouldn't eat this regularly kind of situation.
So how is it usually served?
Normally, it's
usually
just
fried.
kind of on its own, but yes, also fried. Usually is the main way of doing it. Yeah.
Sorry if I missed this. Whole balls or ground?
They're whole. So
Yeah.
like you take the full thing.
They're fried whole.
Right, fried whole. You dunk them right in.
Yeah.
In their fryer, and then so these,
Before you
could
can cut them off,
be
right in the
large. So
fryer.
maybe they're not quite street tacos. They might be a larger taco.
It's like
one
all
ball.
round taco shell parallel.
Yes. You could, before you serve it up, maybe like cut it in half to make it a
Chop
little
it.
bit more manageable.
That's
Well,
kind of
yeah.
what I figured.
Well, you have two tacos and you cut it in half. You put one half in each taco.
There you go.
Mm.
Ian, you seem a
Now
little
I'm thinking of-
consternated.
Well, I just started thinking about like, what if you made like a meatball taco, and I didn't like it.
I didn't
Like
like it.
in my I can taste it in my mouth, like taco
Mm.
shell, meatball red sauce.
Mm.
It's like going to a Subway and asking for like a meatball sub, but you're like, no, put it on the flatbread.
I don't know why that should be good. It's just like a fun way to get meatballs in your mouth, but something about the taco shell, like chip, just like is not. It's clashing in my.
I don't know
For a soft taco.
Yeah, it's more soft taco. I'm not thinking like Doritos Locos bull ball tacos. It's definitely more like soft flour tortilla sort of situation
Gotcha.
that you like crisp up on your griddle a little bit.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was imagining too.
Rocky Mountain Dorito Locos tacos.
Taco Bell, you've heard
Yeah.
us.
More like taco ball, am I right?
Nice.
Nice.
Well, I'm surprised that Ian, you didn't notice that this is the Bofa Pokemon.
Yeah.
Oh.
Both of these launts.
Exactly.
Nice.
Yeah.
Evan, after you eat this recipe, do you want to give yourself a BJ? Like generation?
That's the marker for all of the recipes in this
Yes.
episode.
You could. It'd be very unsatisfactory.
All right. I guess my recipe, I thought my recipe was like, oh, it's a fun play on words, but I'm just gonna love with you guys.
But it's no bison.
No, it's not. I'm not gonna win this week. Everyone's is funnier kind of situation. So hot time, summer in the city, back is hot, neck is gritty, kind of situation. Good way to counteract that is a nice cold cut of meat. Some might call these a bouffalant, a buffet foie or buffet foie, which is
Would they?
yes, they would. It's French cold cut. And we're going to use this buffet foie to make a roast Bouffalant sandwich. So what we're going to do is we're going to get our Bouffalant, get a nice rack of Bouffalant prime rib kind of situation. We're going to roast it as you would prime rib, and then we're going to let it cool. We're going to get a nice one of those deli slicers, and we're going to cut that Bouffalant meat nice and thin. And we're going to stack it high on a brioche bun, and we're going to add a bunch of fixins to it, kind of situation. Which we've got a horseradish sauce, sliced tomato, sliced onion, nice sharp cheddar cheese, and then we're gonna top it off with maybe a little bit of lettuce as well to give it that nice extra crunch. When we're gonna pack it up, it's great for like a picnic. It carries pretty well, and you're gonna eat it as this might be toasty outside, but your sandwich is nice and cool, and it's filling. So that's my buffet foie roast Bouffalant sandwich.
Jeremy, have you ever had Dutch crunch bread before?
No, what is that?
I can't entirely explain it. It's kind of like think texturally and visually like the Italian urban cheese bread at Subway, but it's like a million times better when you eat it. It's got like a lot of texture going on. It's got like a nice like crispy, crackly bit when you bite into it. There's something like texturally and flavorfully amazing that happens when you eat that bread.
Is it
imagine
like a
this
bread
sandwich
made
is
out
like
of
that.
Cheez-Its?
No, not entirely, but yeah. Anyway, aside, but I would imagine this sandwich being on that bread.
Mm-hmm. All right. I think that would be good for my recipe. Any questions? I really don't have any jokes. Everyone was like coming out too hard this week.
Ian has a question.
Yes.
I have two.
Okay.
My first question is on a scale of like dick to suck. how like
I don't know how that scale works, but continue.
how likely are you to fellatio yourself after consuming
Yeah.
buffalatio?
Buffalatio. I would say on the low end of dick because you have just consumed some horseradish sauce, so that you don't want that in there.
True.
Yeah, that's fair. That's
True.
true. Second question, not related. Well, it's related to all of our recipes, I guess.
Okay.
In the Pokemon world, Mark Ruffalo?
Yes.
Mark
That's not a
Buffalo.
question.
Well, he wouldn't be Mark Ruffalo, right? There's no
Right.
what they'd be like. What's a Ruffalo?
What? Ian, tell me what a Ruffalo is right now in our world.
It's Buffalo, but they changed it to be funny. They put an R instead.
Do you think Mark Ruffalo's parents were like, we're gonna change our last name to be funny?
And then America
He
did
would
not
not
get
have
the
been.
joke.
He would not have been the Incredible Hulk
Without that funny name.
if his name.
It was like Mark Smith.
Yeah.
What if his name was Mark Buffalo? Would that make him being the Hulk better?
No. Very
Ian's absorbed in something. He's looking at his phone, so I don't know what's going on.
I'm looking up Frank Lawrence Ruffalo Jr., Mark Ruffalo's father, to try and
You're about to like dox the
trace
whole
this.
family right now.
Yeah, that was like just straight up on it. Like, didn't even have to go to Wikipedia to find out who his dad was.
Just shows you a picture of him in front of his house, like kind of situation. And he's holding up his
with
like
the-
credit card and his passport.
It says Lawrence Buffalo because it's before the big change.
Is this your like Kennedy conspiracy? Is that
What
Mark
if his name
Ruffalo's
just did that?
yeah.
There was a second speller of the last name.
Yeah.
There was an alternate spelling.
Who's the linguist on the grassy knoll?
God damn it. Fuck.
Man, okay. All right. Well, let's review our recipes this week. This has kind of been an extra episode of I Choose You. From Ben, we have nonchalant buffalo jerky sandwich. From Ian, we have buffalo latte, and that was just it, but it has like nice latte art. From Evan, we have Bison Buffalant Rocky Mountain oysters. And from me, we have roast Buffalant sandwich. We're going to vote. I think we know who's going to win.
Well, you might be surprised, Jeremy.
Am I going to be surprised?
No, probably not. Evan won
Hey,
with 2 votes.
excellent.
I got a vote and Ian got a vote.
Yep. Good job, everybody.
Well done.
This was definitely the pre-200th episode result that you could want from I Choose You.
This is some real first 199 episodes of I
Yes.
Choose You kind of episode.
Yes.
Anything's game.
Speaking of which, why don't we move on to everyone's favorite section of the show? It's called Whale Lord's Mail Horde. It's where we read your email sent into ichoosepod@gmail.com. Ian, can you read this email sent in by Jay?
Miltake restaurant? From my perspective, in the podcast, still making my way through season 4, you haven't had many new recipes that have introduced a new business venture. It was probably because it was 2021, and thanks to the Verrums, it would be unwise to open a restaurant. However, this is 2 years later. I have found some low-hanging fruit laying on the ground. Hooters.
Of course.
Yep.
The name may imply everyone's favorite Gen 2 owl, definitely the mascot.
Mhm.
But entering the restaurant, you'll be met with everyone's favorite pendulous teated mon.
Endless.
Milk tank waitresses serving guests Bouffalant burgers while wearing ill-fitting shirts? To cover
Hey,
the
Bouffalant.
udders.
Yeah.
Oh.
Hips and nips. Gotta make it sexy or you don't eat.
Wait, what?
Wait a
Who's not eating?
minute. Or you don't eat? What the
Yeah.
hell does that
Yeah.
mean?
The restaurant's not up to par.
It won't serve you.
Won't serve you unless you're making it sexy.
Unfortunately, there's no LaCroix pairing because anyone ordering anything but the moo moo milk gets a rollout.
Nice.
God, you can't. You're like ordering like the breast milk from the waitresses.
Yeah, that's a little bit strange.
Do you think they just like, they're like, I want a milkshake, and then the milk tank comes over and like squirts it in and like shakes it in front of
It's
you?
like tableside.
Yeah,
Tableside
tables like walk,
walk.
tableside milkshake.
Ordering
With all the
anything
boys
other
to
than
the
milk?
yard.
That's a trampoline. Touching the waitress? That's a trampoline. Asking for a milk tank burger? Oh, you better believe that's a trampoline.
No, that's true.
That's a trip.
Anyway, loving season 4, and I see Low Punny approaching the episode list, and I'm excited to see what you guys come up with for that one.
The answers may shock you.
Yeah.
Well, when you get to this episode,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pushing Jeremy Luck on winning one of the seasons. At this point, it's almost like the whole DiCaprio not getting an Oscar meme.
Thank you.
After
You're
Dark
right.
Trainer. Okay.
Wow.
Jay,
Oh man,
you're
that's so
right.
great. I love that for a few reasons. I just love that there are people in the future listening to this episode now, like 2 years from now. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
And they're going to be writing in like fucking Bouffalant recipes,
Mhm.
and we'll be, I don't know, talking about whatever thousands of Pokemon they announce in the next couple of years or whatever. But I just love that if you're listening to this in the distant past, know that we appreciate that.
Yeah. Do you think at the Bouffalant Wild Wings they only serve like Torchics?
Like
And the
Torchic wings.
Yes, and the Bouffalants are the servers.
How does that work?
No.
I
I'm
would
going to say no because you go to a Buffalo Wild Wings, the Buffaloes are not serving you.
It's true. Yeah.
It's true.
I would trust a Blaziken/Combusken more with serving than I would a Bouffalant, just because they have that bipedal and, you know, semi-opposable, graspable talon hands.
Yeah, when
Do
I
you
when I
think-
go to a Buffalo Wild Wings, I want the servers to dress like chickens.
Yeah, do you think the Blaziken feels bad about serving its own kind for food?
Probably.
Hey, Rents do, you know.
Yeah. gotta turn on them. All right. Next email, Evan. Can you read this email from Mike?
Mike says, "Hey Evan, hey boys. Busy Sunday for Mike, but Buffalant's gender ratio is 50-50, so let's take some Buffalant milk and we're gonna make some ice cream sundaes." That was a weird sentence. Buffalant milk ice cream, Buffalant milk whipped cream, you name the flavor, and boom. Hot fudge fresh from that Tropius that can grow cacao beans. Whatever toppings you want. I'm not your boss. Sunday the day, and also the dessert. Note, I don't really know if anyone has actually tried to milk a buffalo, but like probably could make ice cream from it, right? Anyway, like eating tendies and fries.
Well, congratulations, Mike, because we know that the Buffalant has very desirable milk. So
Yes.
It's correct me if I'm wrong. Like cows do have like a pretty prominent udder. Like that's like one of like the thing. Like everyone's like, you know,
Sure.
cow titty is like it's one of its defining features as an animal.
Pendulous, some might say.
yes.
Yeah. I can't picture like a buffalo out in the field with like just a big pink udder.
Okay. Do we
You
have
know
to
what
look
I
up?
I don't know. In the words of Jack Byrne from Meet the Parents, I got nipples. Can you milk me? Like-
Right. Yeah. If something's got nipples, you can milk it.
Yeah.
Well, when I look up the word buffalo, it gives me the city in New York, which isn't really what I want.
Oh man, I really wanted someone's recipe to be like buffalo, 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 buffalo.
Oh, yeah.
That would have been
like-
so good.
yeah, that would have been good. Buffalant, 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 Buffalant.
Mhm.
You see any
I
nips?
No, I just see ding dongs, really.
I mean, we know it's a mammal, so it does have nips.
Yes.
I'm not denying that, but like, I can think of cows and goats that have like an udder,
Prominent.
prominent
Yeah.
udder, but I can't think of other four-legged mammals
That have udders.
that are just like tickle
Bitties.
butters.
All right. Okay. Let's move on to Pokemaniac Chris's recipe, which he submitted on Discord. Ben.
You got it. Pokemaniac Chris writes, there's a ton of buzz, and rightly so, around Bouffalant steaks and burger patties, but something that's just as important and a little bit more slept on is Bouffalant mozzarella, which is really good. I like that. Unova is New York, after all. Pizza is one of the region's favorite dishes, and it is always topped with slices of rich, creamy, white Bouffalant mozzarella. This cheese is made from free-range Bouffalant milk, using strictly traditional methods in marshy northern Unova and preserved in Solosis brine to seal its flavor. In Italy, buffalo mozzarella, is the white in the red, white and green of the patriotic pizza margherita, although along with red tomato and red and green basil. Unova's patriotic colors, on the other hand, are black and white. So Unova's favorite Castilla pizza pairs white Bouffalant mozzarella with black olives, white mushrooms, and slices of stripy black and white Blitzel salami, a prestigious traditional product in its own right. The traditional drinks pairing for this pizza is black Lost Lorn whiskey, a rare spirit produced in Lost Lorn Forest by secret methods, supposedly by wild Zoroark. That one always messes me up. Many older Unovans claim that they get their thick, luxurious heads of hair from the combination of Bouffalant mozzarella and Lost Lorn whiskey. That stuff's expensive as hell, though, so I recommend a black raspberry LaCroix.
Nice.
I like the black and white theming on that.
I think it's interesting that so many people have decided to do like milk-based products this week from Bouffalant. I wonder, maybe they just like, God, I need to milk that.
God, I
There
want to
are,
milk
like-
that.
When I think of like buffalo meat, I'm thinking either burgers, jerky, I guess, but like you don't like get a buffalo steak. You know, like I feel like as a
I
meat
think
product,
you
you
can.
don't. I'm not denying you can. I'm sure. I mean, arguably you could process it in any number of ways, but it's
Yeah.
not like popular. You know.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
Yeah,
true. I feel like burger is probably the most popular buffalo product, if I had to
or
guess.
like a what do you call it, a sausage.
Yeah.
But that's also
Or
ground
a-
meat. So
Right. Yeah.
Or the sauce.
The sauce.
Oh, the sauce or the
You mean
cheese.
milk.
But these are all
Yeah.
these are all misnamed buffalo products.
Yeah.
There apparently, I was just looking like buffalo milk and like if that's something you can buy. You can kind of, but there's buffalo milk butter, buffalo milk blue cheese. So there's some items out there.
Wow.
Where's the buffalo yogurt at?
Good question.
Where is it?
Very interesting.
I mean, we can do that. That's all I'm saying. All right. We're not gonna pick next week's Pokemon for the 200th episode. We're gonna do another like everyone's gonna bring a thing, but it's gonna be all legendaries because it's special. It's 200 episode, so we're gonna make it a legendary episode as we cook favorite legendaries. And as some might recall, our first episode was a legendary Pokemon. So
Yeah.
it's like going back to our roots. Don't listen to the first episode of the show. Anyway,
Like a full circle moment.
yes.
Yeah.
Though I guess we should probably say all legendaries are on the table except for ones that we've already cooked. So like
Yeah, I'll have to
Moltres.
remember what those are. No Moltres.
Yeah, no Moltres, which is episode 1.
Null Trace.
No Lugia either.
Yeah.
Mm.
All right.
I can't think of what other ones. But yeah,
we'll
basically,
fig-
yeah. Basically, for sending recipes in at this point, just anything legendary.
Mhm.
it's on there.
Yeah, it's
Fair
on the
game.
table, literally. All right, let's wrap up the show. Let's do plugs. Ben, you got any stuff to tell us about?
You can follow me on Twitter at Ben C. Montoya, or you can follow me on Tumblr at thefearandnow.tumblr.com.
All right, Ian.
You can follow me at Musician Davis on Instagram. I record myself playing the bass. Hoping this fall to record a lot of new content to start putting up, but what I got there right now is good enough for you. So go subscribe.
Still gems.
Still fire.
All right, Evan.
You can follow me on Twitter at _Van Aubrey or at posts at _Van.
All right. And for me, you can follow me on Twitter at VelocityPrime1, on Tumblr at VelocityPrime1, and you can check out my writing at the-avocado.org. That's the-avocado.org. All right, let's wrap up the show. This has been I Choose You, the podcast about cooking and eating Pokemon. You can find us on your favorite podcasting apps, including Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, Spotify, Google Play, or your podcast catcher of choice. I said those out of order than I usually do, and it fucked me up. If you like our show, give us a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts or Spotify to help us go up the ranks. If you want more I Choose You goodness, check out our social media pages, I Choose Pod on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok. If you want to be a part of the I Choose You community, join the I Choose You Discord. Links are available in the episode description. And we have a community event this Friday, June 25th at 5 Pacific time, 8 Eastern time. Am I saying this correctly, Ben? Or
23rd.
23rd. Excuse me. The 23rd. I don't know what days are. 5 Pacific time, 8 Eastern time. Join us for some partay games if you can. That's this Friday on the I Choose You Discord. Last but not leastly, check out our official website, ichooseyou.menu. ichooseyou.menu has a full episode archive and merch store designed by one Evan Aubrey. That's ichooseyou.menu. And I think that does it for the show. So I've been your host and Alton Brown of the group, Jeremy Zielik.
I've been your friend on this show, Ben Montoya.
I've been David Schimmer, otherwise known as Ian Davis.
And I've been your Evan Aubrey.
And to all the choosies out there in Radioland, in a while, Totodile.
Yeah, I choose you. Yeah, I choose you. Everybody wants to be a master chef. Everybody wants to show their skill. In the kitchen, everybody wants to cook that cluncher. Finny in at the top of the grill. Each time you fry, gonna cook it just a little bit better. Each taste you try, boy, this froky is nice and tender. It's a whole new world we cook in. It's a whole new place to eat. We're in season 6 with some brand new recipes, 'cause we're still gonna cook them all and make a pun or 2 or 3. It's a whole new world we cook in. It's a whole new place to eat. We're in season 6 with some brand new recipes, 'cause we're still gonna cook them all and make a pun or 2 or 3.